So I want to begin with an outrageous argument by an outrageous man, which is made to answer, that is to say, by Diogenes the Cynic, the dog philosopher, who lived in the 4th century before the Common Era, who basically answered my question by saying, it's just mal posé, we shouldn't care for the dead. We actually don't have any genuine texts of Diogenes, but this is what Cicero says that he said. He ordered himself to be thrown anywhere without being buried. And when his friends replied, "What? To the birds and beasts? By no means," says he, "place my staff near me that I may drive them away." "How can you do this?" they answer, "for you'll not perceive them." "How am I then injured by being torn apart for these animals if I have no sensation?" Well, when his younger contemporary Plato was asked about what sort of a man Diogenes was, he replied, "A Socrates gone mad." In him, the sort of philosophical pursuit of virtue had gone off the rails. His view on the dead and on other matters had a certain lunatic quality. He was a clown, perhaps the most famous derelict in history. He's the one who lived in a barrel, remember? Who tested the limits of culture and convention as he tried to live in accord with nature. In nature, the human body is nothing, and it makes no difference what we do with it. Socrates had hinted at a view something like this when he explained to Crito that is to say, Crito, would not be laying out or carrying out or burying Socrates because Socrates would no longer be there. Socrates cared little how he'd be buried. Bury me in any way you like if you can catch me and I do not escape you, he says. But Socrates didn't ask his students to reject custom. Diogenes the Cynic did. In a world then in which the great tragedians and poets wrote about the horror of being left unburied, he wanted something preposterous. He wanted his body tossed over the walls to be ostentatiously returned to nature. Diogenes' arguments over the centuries have had many admirers, including implausibly St. Augustine. And yet, though much praised and much quoted for thousands of years, the answer remained culturally and emotionally impossible. The response has also always been, yes, good point, right, oh yes, except.